my desire is for every clergy person in this church to be ready with the gospel. 24/7. That you need to be ready. Yes. So I had a meeting in the minister's lounge. I met with the ministers before I came out. And I didn't tell them who was speaking. They were looking at me. And I see that they all didn't come out. I know what that means. They just got moved off my preaching schedule. Because I'm going to be heard and you're going to follow my instructions if you're going to stand in my pulpit. We're going to sing one hymn of Amazing Grace, and the next voice you will hear will be that of the outreach minister of this church, the person of Demetrius Williams. He just found that out. He just found that out. Now, he got a word because they all supposed to have a word. And so can you imagine being called to preach right in the service? And they're going to sing just one verse of Amazing Grace. So y'all can breathe. Y'all can breathe. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Come on.
I'd like to thank the pastor for the surprise this morning. But he always said, stay ready. I remember when I first joined the church and started doing the outreach. I was sitting back over there in the back somewhere. He called me up to do the altar call. And I was like, I never did no altar call. And so, ever since then, he told me that I need to stay ready. So, I try to stay ready. Amen. So, let's turn to Romans 7:7. And then from there, we'll go to Ezekiel 36:25-27. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Certainly not. On the contrary, I would not have known sin except through the law. For I would not have known covetousness unless the law had said, you shall not covet. Now Ezekiel 36, 25 and 27. Then I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean. I will cleanse you from all filthiness and from all your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you will keep my judgments and do them. That's the word of the Lord.
Praise you, the Lord Jesus Christ.
You know, there's something that we as Christians just don't talk about. We look at it in the abstract. It's people over there, and it's not me because I'm sad.
All right.
But we have to address this issue within the church, and I mean quickly, because San Diego is about ready to turn into Sodom and Gomorrah on July the 18th, well actually the 17th through the 19th. Now I don't know where people stand with this issue, and I don't know how they feel about it, but as a Christian, we have to address it. You see, on July 17th through the 19th, there is going to be the Gay Pride Parade here in San Diego. Now they say that this parade is the largest in the western United States. So they take pride in it. Now some of you might say, well, they should. The word tells me they should. And this concept that I'm talking about has nothing to do with that lifestyle, but it has to do with the act, and that is sin. You see, we as Christians really don't address it. We look at it, like I said, as those people over there, those non-believers over there, that person over here, but not me because I'm sinning. We treat sin as an accident, a mistake, a slip-up. But when you look at what Paul had to say in Romans 7:7, he said that he did not know sin until the law came in. So what he was saying was, he knew what he was saying. It was no accident. It wasn't that person over there or that person over there, but it was him. But then Ezekiel, praise God, tells us what will happen when we fully and truly turn our hearts over to God. And he will sprinkle clean water on us. And that we shall be clean, and I will cleanse all of your filthiness from your idols. So that's me. But I have to be willing to do those things that he wants to. I have to be willing to live to those statutes. Now, sin is rebellion. Sin is intentional. Spiritual death. You see, I talk about this because when I'm doing my outreach, I run into sin. When I go out there on the 18th on that Saturday morning, I'll be down there about noon on 6th Street on that side where they get ready to go into the parade with the church's video camera. to show people what sin looks like. I understand it because I have to address the sin that's in me before I go out and battle the sin that's out there. And we as the church need to address the sin that's within us before we go out there and try to witness to people. There's a definition of sin that I found, and it said that sin, actions by which humans rebel against God, miss his purpose for their life, and surrender to the power of evil rather than to God. There's no accident in that definition. Everything in that definition says that sin is deliberate, that we know what we're about ready to do. Some of us have the gall to say, Lord, forgive me for the sin that I'm about ready to commit. I've said it. But we know when we're going to sin. You see, the part that really jumped out at me when I read about this definition was miss his purpose for their life. That is sin. When God calls us to do something and we choose not to do it, that is sin. When God taps you on the shoulder and says, give that homeless person your lunch today. You don't need it. And then you think about your schedule for the day and think that you got that working lunch and I have to eat. I don't want to sit up there and not eat while everybody else is eating during this meeting. So you miss your mark. When God taps you on the shoulder and he says, go over there and witness to that person that's in pain that you see. And then you tell yourself, I don't know. And I'm not trying to get in their business. You missed your mark. Amen. When we choose not to live our purpose in what God has us to do, we are rebelling. When we choose not to live in our purpose, we have surrendered to the power of evil. When God tells us to do something and we don't do it, we listen to the devil. And sin is no longer over there, or over there, or with those people. It's within us. He taps us every day. And I'm guilty of it. He'll tell me, pick up the word and read it, and I'll say, nah, I want to watch. I'll get to it later. He'll tell me to get up and go do something, and I'll say, nah, my feet hurt. I don't feel like walking. And that's the sin that's in us. And that's the sin that's in me. And we have to be willing to address the sin that's in us before we can address the sin that's out there. Far too often we talk about how the state of the world is this, the state of the world is that, but what are we doing? I almost kind of hit the table. I had an issue in class, but it was in MITs, I punched the table. And they put a Band-Aid on the table. So now I'm real conscious not to do that. But we have to make sure that we stay in his purpose. Amen. I suggest that you guys go on Google and type in George Whitfield. And he has a message called The Almost Christian. And he breaks it down as to how the church and as almost Christians, how we act. And in the beginning, he says this: the almost Christian is one that halts between two opinions, that wavers between Christ and the world, that will reconcile God and mammon,